My fiancé hit. Send space is what I want, don't bother me. My response, fine by me, followed by extracting her vacation vid clips, whispering, don't tag me, with the married exec, then curating a private reveal too. It was 11:47 at night. The city lights flickered like distant stars through my apartment window, casting long shadows across the hardwood floor. I was halfway through a spreadsheet double-checking vendor quotes for the wedding venue when my phone buzzed on the coffee table. The screen lit up my face in that cold, blue glow. I picked it up, expecting a late-night ping from Kai about the off-site logistics. Instead, it was her, Elise. 3 words that hit like a gut punch. I need space, don't contact. I stared at the message. My thumb hovered over the keyboard. Part of me wanted to type back to demand what the hell this meant after 3 years after the ring on her finger, after we'd just locked in the deposit for Tulum. But I didn't. I set the phone face down, screen dark again. The apartment felt heavier in the silence. I stood, walked to the kitchen, and poured a glass of water from the Brita pitcher. The cool liquid slid down my throat as I leaned against the counter, gazing out at the skyline. Cars crawled like fireflies on the streets below. Space, she said. Fine. Space it is. I whispered it to the empty room, my voice steady, almost amused. Space, okay. But inside, gears were already turning. This wasn't the end of a conversation. It was the opening move. And I play to win. That night, I didn't sleep much. Instead, I pulled up our shared calendar on my laptop, flagged the anomalies I'd been ignoring, the gaps, the offsites she never detailed. By dawn, a new folder sat on my desktop, TLM APR. Timeline. For what came next. Elise and I met 3 years ago at a networking event in the city. She was the one turning heads, all sharp suits and sharper smiles, fresh out of her MBA program and climbing the corporate ladder like it owed her something. I was there pitching data analytics solutions to mid-level managers, nothing flashy, just solid work that kept systems running without the drama. We clicked over bad coffee and small talk about burnout. She laughed at my dry jokes and I admired her drive. 6 months in, she was talking forever. A year later, I proposed on a quiet hike, upstate, ring in hand, that I'd saved for over 18 months. She said yes with tears, and just like that, we were planning a wedding. But looking back, the cracks were there from the start. Subtle at first, like hairline fractures in glass. Elise chased the spotlight promotions, Instagram-worthy brunches, the kind of life where every milestone needed a hashtag. Me, I'm wired different. I build things that last. As a forensic data analyst, my days are spent untangling digital messes for law firms and insurers. No glory, just precision. Find the pattern, stack the facts, let the truth do the talking. We balanced each other, or so I thought. She brought the energy, I brought the stability. Our apartment in Midtown was a mix of her sleek decor and my practical setup, a corner office for her Zoom calls, a workbench for my dual monitors. But as the wedding loomed, the balance tipped. Expenses piled up like unchecked notifications. The ring from that artisanal jeweler in Brooklyn, $4,000. The venue deposit for the Tulum resort, $12,000 up front. Photographer package, another $3,000. I handled the numbers, spreadsheets open on my laptop every night, cross-referencing quotes and tax implications. Elise waved it off. It's our day, Noah. We deserve the best. Fair enough. But she'd dodged the details, changing the subject to vendor mood boards or guest list drama. I'd nod, file away the receipts in a dedicated folder on Google Drive. Habit from work, never assume, always document. Scan the invoice note, the date, timestamp, the email confirmation. It started as wedding prep, but it bled into everything. Then came the red flags. Little things that nagged like a glitch in the code. She'd started hiding her calendar. Not outright, our shared Google Calendar still synced, but chunks went private. Client confidentiality, she'd say with a wink, tapping away on her phone. Fine. But the offsites multiplied. Quarterly team retreats, she called them. Julian, her new VP, was intensive about bonding exercises. Julian Hale, the guy with the corner office and the TED Talk vibe. I'd met him once at a company holiday party. Slick, all charisma and craft beer recommendations. Their texts lit up her screen more than mine. Late nights, she'd roll over with a laugh about some inside joke from the office Slack. "Julian's hilarious," she'd murmur, scrolling. I didn't pry. Trust is a choice. But the unease built. One evening, after a long day auditing transaction logs, I noticed her phone buzz on the nightstand. A notification preview. "Can't wait for Tulum vibes. Don't tag me though." From Julian. She snatched it, quick eyes flicking to me. "Work stuff." I filed it mentally. No outburst. Just another data point. The real disconnect hit over dinner one Tuesday. We'd grabbed takeout from that Thai place on 9th Pad, see each WW, for me green curry for her. She was buzzing about a big presentation, her fork waving like a conductor's baton. "If I nail this, Noah, it's the podium at the Q3 summit. VP track easy. Julian says I'm a shoo-in." I chewed slowly, nodding. "Sounds solid." "What's the angle, Waluzico?" She launched in all buzzwords and vision boards. Diversity initiatives, blockchain integrations for supply chains, ambitious, sure. But underneath it was about the optics, the stage, the applause. I listened, then shifted gears. "Speaking of timelines, I locked in the venue deposit today. 12,000 wired. They need the balance by end of month, but I can front it from savings if we—" Her smile faltered just a flicker. "Noah, can we not tonight? I'm riding this high." She pushed her plate away, eyes on her phone again. Julian probably with some emoji thumbs up. I paused, fork midair. "It's not about the high. It's about the plan. We've got 18 grand committed already between the ring flights and that photographer. If we trim the bar package, trim God, you're like a human calculator." Her laugh was sharp, not the warm one from our early days. "This is supposed to be fun, not a budget meeting." Julian's team just dropped 20 on a client lunch without blinking. There it was. Julian again. The effortless spender, the guy who treated expense reports like suggestions. I set my fork down. "Fun's great, but I'm the one crunching the numbers so we can afford the fun. Receipts are stacking up. We talk this out now, or it bites us later." She sighed, dramatic, scrolling faster. "Fine, whatever. You're always so practical." The word hung like an accusation. Practical. Not visionary. Not bold. I let it go that night. Cleared the plates, ran the dishwasher on quiet mode. But as I sat at my desk, later pulling up the wedding budget sheet, I added a new tab, Timeline. Dragged in the venue contract, PDF highlighted the deposit line in yellow. Timestamped the email thread with the photographer, April 15th paid in full. Noted the ring purchase March 2nd, $4,000 via bank transfer. It felt methodical, almost therapeutic. In my line of work, you don't chase hunches, you build stacks. Receipts, first physical proof, scanned and tagged. Then timelines, dates, cross-referenced events, mapped. EXIF data from photos if needed, pulling GPS and timestamps to pin locations. It's how you prove fraud in insurance claims, how you trace embezzlement in corporate audits. Why not apply it here? That dinner lingered. A week later, another offsite popped up on her calendar, private again. "Team building in the Hamptons," she said casually over breakfast. Julian's idea, naturally. I smiled, poured her coffee. "Sounds productive. Save me a souvenir." She kissed my cheek, grabbed her bag. But as the door clicked shut, I opened the folder. Added a note, offsite number 3, Hamptons. Check Slack archives later. No anger, just preparation. Because if patterns emerge, you don't ignore them. You document. You stack. And stacks, I've learned, have weight. They tip scales when the time comes. The wedding invites went out that month. Custom letterpress, her pick, another $1,500. I approved the proof, hit send on the payment. But that night, alone in the apartment, I backed up the entire folder to an external drive. Labeled it TLM APR, Timeline, for us, or whatever came next. Little did I know, the real timeline was already unraveling. The morning after her text, I woke up early. Too early. The kind of dawn where the sky's still bruised purple and the city's hum is just a low murmur. Coffee brewed itself in the machine. I'd set the timer the night before, a small anchor in the fog. I sat at my desk, laptop open, staring at that folder. TLM APR timeline. It mocked me a little, all neat and empty, waiting for the pieces to fall in. I clicked it open. Started simple. Pulled in the basics: our engagement date, March 2nd. The ring receipt, $4,000, time-stamped from the jeweler's site. Venue deposit, $12,000, wired on April 10th. Photographer contract, $3,000, signed digitally with her flourish right next to mine. All cross-referenced. Dates, amounts. Proof, but it wasn't enough. Not yet. I needed the gaps filled. Her phone had been syncing to our shared iCloud, old habit from when we traveled together. I logged in from my machine. No guilt, just access. Scrolled her photos first, recent uploads, beach shots from that girls' trip last month. Smiles, too wide angles, too posed. Then buried in a subfolder labeled Work Fun, I found it. An album. Shared privately with Julian. 23 images, her arm around his waist at some rooftop bar. Him leaning in close during what looked like a team dinner. Captions blurred out, but the metadata didn't lie. I right-clicked the first one. Properties. EXIF data spilled open like a confession, April 18th, 9:42 p.m. GPS coordinates pinned to a lounge in Soho. The same night she'd told me she was crunching reports late at the office. My stomach tightened, but I kept scrolling. Deeper in a video. 8 seconds. Shaky cam, her holding the phone low. Julian's face fills the frame, laughing, his hand on her knee under the table. Don't tag me, though, he slurs, voice thick with whatever they'd been drinking. Boss man's got eyes everywhere. She giggles, that giggle I'd always thought was just for me. The clip ends with her blowing a kiss at the lens. I paused there. Let it sink in. 8 seconds. Enough to hear the lie in every off-site story she'd spun. Enough to map the betrayal. I exported the file, dragged it into the timeline sheet. Column A, date. Column B, event. Column C, cost. Column D, evidence. April 18th synced right up. Her calendar had it blanked out as personal day. But the XIF didn't care about alibis. I fired up Google Maps, dropped the coordinates. Boom. The lounge was 3 blocks from his apartment. Not the office, not a team thing. I screenshot it all. Split screen style in my mind, photo on left, map on right, timestamp overlay, glowing red. Breathe. Don't rush. That's rule 1 in audits: verify before you accuse. I cross-checked her expense reports. She'd submitted a $70 client dinner reimbursement that week. Timestamp April 19th, morning after. I pulled the bank statement. No matching charge. Just a vague ATM withdrawal for $200. Cash. Untraceable unless you stack it right. By noon, the folder had grown. 20 files now. Receipts scanned high-res. Timeline spreadsheet with hyperlinks jumping to proofs. I even pulled Slack archives. Her work login was saved on the shared desktop. Searched Julian in her channel history. Threads lit up, late-night pings about strategy sessions. Emojis, inside jokes. One from him, Tulum vibes soon, keep it between us. Sent March 15th. 2 weeks before I proposed. The pieces clicked. Not a puzzle anymore. A pattern. Clear as code, compiling without errors. I needed a second set of eyes. Not for sympathy, for sharpening. Kai answered on the second ring. My old college roommate, now a PI for one of the firms I consult with. Noah, it's Saturday. You sound like you're auditing your own soul. I laughed, short and dry. Close. Got 10 minutes, hypothetical. He paused, then, hypo my ass. Shoot. I walked him through it. The text, the folder, the XCF pull, the video snippet. I didn't send it, just described. 8 seconds. Don't tag me. Overlaps her offsite exactly. Kai whistled low. Damn, you're building a case file already. Timeline stack, costs too, engagement milestones against her spends, ring venue all on me. Her work fun folder says otherwise. He went quiet for a beat. Then, smart. Start with the financials. Cross-reference deposits against her reimbursements. If there's fraud, angle company policy on relationships, maybe. But Noah, you sure you want this? I leaned back, staring at the screen. the video thumbnail frozen on his smirk. I didn't start it, but yeah, I want the board clear. We sketched it out over the call. Kai talked me through the layers. Layer 1, visuals, photos, video, XIF stamps. Layer 2, financial trail. My spreadsheets merged with her statements, anonymized for now. Layer 3, chronology. Every milestone, flagged proposal date, deposit wires, her private calendar blocks. Make it visual, he said. Timeline graphic. Drag and drop the proofs. Like a murder board, but for trust. I hung up and got to work. Opened Excel. New sheet, engagement versus evidence. Row 1, March 2nd. Proposal. $4,000 ring purchase. Receipt linked. Her text from that night, can't wait for forever. Screenshot archived. Row 2, March 15th. Julian's Slack. Tulum vibes. No cost but flagged as trigger. Row 3, April 10th. Venue deposit. $12,000. Wire confirmation. Her calendar, vendor calls. Row 4, April 18th. Off-site lie. EXIF photo, Soho Lounge. Video clip embedded. Expense anomaly, $70 fake dinner. It sprawled out. 14 rows by the time the sun dipped low. Costs totaled $19,000 on my end. Her side zeros in commitment, infinities in shadows. I saved it, backed up to the external, then closed the laptop. Stood and stretched. The apartment felt bigger now, less like a shared space and more like command central. No rage bubbling up, just clarity. Cold, precise. I didn't need to yell. Didn't need to smash the ring or key her car. That was noise, chaos. I build systems. And this was one. I'd rearrange the facts. Line them up like dominoes. One push gentle, calculated, and the whole line falls. Her way. That night, as I poured another water and watched the city lights reclaim the dark, the folder whispered its promise. TLM APR. Not just a timeline, a trap, spring-loaded for truth. But first I needed one more piece. The kind that ties it all with a bow. Something from her world. Her work. Where Julian reigned. Where the real game began. The days blurred after that call with Kai. I threw myself into work, real work, the kind that paid bills and sharpened edges. Audits for a midtown insurer. Tracing ghost transactions in a supply chain fraud. It kept my hands busy, my mind mapped. But Elise. She didn't vanish. Oh no. She amplified. First came the social media glow-up. Her Instagram stories lit up like a flare. Embracing the pause? Growth season? Filtered sunsets from what looked like a boutique hotel in the Catskills. Hashtags, self-care, boss babe, chalk your new chapter, no mention of me, no ring finger in frame, just her solo and sparkling with a caption about realigning priorities. Likes poured in, colleagues, mutual friends, even a comment from Julian Fire emoji, then a private message heart I couldn't see but felt like a thumb in my eye. I scrolled once late at night. Not out of masochism. Recon, screenshot the lot, time-stamped, dragged into the folder. TLM APR now had a subfile, post-betrayal PR. Pattern held, she polished the narrative while the cracks spiderwebbed underneath. Then the gift arrived. Tuesday morning, 9 sharp. A courier at my door, all crisp uniform and clipboard efficiency. For Elise, he asked, eyeing the label. I signed anyway. Box from some high-end jeweler in the Flatiron. Unwrapped it in the kitchen tissue paper, whispering like a secret. Inside a bracelet. Gold links, diamond accents. Note tucked in, for the woman who outshines every room, drinks soon, Jay. I held it up to the light. Caught the facets, winking. $400 easy, judging by the weight. Not a company perk. Personal. I photographed it from 3 angles. Macro on the clasp, engraving her initials intertwined with his. Filed it under gifts and timelines. Cross-referenced the jeweler's site, same shop as her birthday necklace last year. The one I'd eyed but passed on too flashy for my budget. No rage. Just the click of pieces locking. I left it on the counter. exactly where she'd see it when she swung by for her things, which she did that evening. Key in the lock casual as if the text hadn't detonated everything. "Why, you home?" Her voice echoed down the hall, heels clicking tentative. I was at the desk, laptop angled away. "Kitchen." She breezed in, ponytail swinging, yoga pants, and a cropped tee like she'd just conquered a spin class. Eyes flicked to the bracelet, widened a fraction. "What's that?" "On delivery, for you." I nodded at it, voice flat as the countertop. Kept typing dummy code, really. Buying space. She picked it up, fingers tracing the links. A smile tugged unbidden. "Julian, sweet right office morale boost." She slipped it on, admiring the drape against her wrist. Turned it this way, that. He knows taste. I didn't bite. Just hit enter, watched the screen refresh. "Looks expensive. Perk of the job." She shrugged, but her eyes darted testing waters. "So, about the text." I meant it. Space. "But we should talk." "Civil, you know." "Civil." The word hung. I leaned back, met her gaze. Steady. "Talk's fine. When you're ready." She fidgeted, twisting the bracelet. "You're not mad? I thought you'd—" "I don't know, freak out. Mad's a waste." I stood casual, poured coffee from the pot. Black, no sugar. Offered her a mug. She waved it off. "Facts first, then decisions?" Her laugh was forced, a bubble popping. "Always the analyst." "God, Noah, loosen up." She grabbed a water bottle from the fridge, chugged. "Anyway, I need my running shoes. And that blue dress from the closet." I nodded. Fetched them. Handed over the bag without a word. Watched her inventory, its shoes, dress, a stray earring. No eye contact. "Thanks. I'll text when I'm back for more." "Tea doors open." Lie but smooth. She lingered a beat, like fishing for a fight. When none came, she deflated. Kissed my cheek, habit not heat. "You're handling this weirdly well." Weirdly well. I filed that too. Mental note, her baseline was explosion. Mine echo. She left. Door clicked soft. I waited 5 minutes. Then pulled up the office directory. Her company's internal chatter, public Slack channels, the kind consultants like me skim for context. Searched her name. Threads bloomed. Elise nailed that Q2 pitch, Julian's golden girl. Wait, golden girl, spill the tea. Nah, keep it profesh. But yeah, she's killing it. Tulum offsite vibes incoming? Tulum. Our wedding spot. Now theirs, I archived the screenshots. No likes, no comments from me. Just data. The whispers were starting, office gossip, the kind that sticks like lint. Her shine drawing eyes, but also shadows. Co-workers sniffing for drama. HR pings buried in group chats. Reminder, personal relationships policy review next week. I didn't fan the flames, that was her job. Mine, I built the bellows. Quiet ones. Over the next week, the silence stretched. My phone stayed dark from her end. Hers buzzing non-stop. I imagined the voicemails piling, friends probing, family side-eyeing, but I held the line. No calls, no texts, just the folder growing. New additions, her gym membership, autopay linked to our joint account, untouched. A forgotten credit card statement in the mail, charges at that Soho lounge, April 18th. $72. Client dinner, she'd labeled it. I scanned it. Time-stamped, stacked. Kai checked in midweek, holding zone of silence. I sipped coffee, city noise filtering through the window. Strategic. No leaks. He chuckled. Good. Remember, exposure's a tool, not a torch. Exposure. That's when it crystallized. I'd been thinking bomb, big public blast. Career ending for her, sure, but messy. Backlash. Finger pointing my way. No. Cleaner was the scalpel. Precise cuts. Private channels. Hit the nerves without torching the room. It's a principle I'd used in audits, controlled disclosure. You don't dump the whole ledger on the board. You tag the anomalies. Route to the right eyes, compliance, not chaos. Leak to the vein, let the bleed do the work. In relationships, same math. Public shaming's a bomb, shrapnel everywhere, including you. Private scalpel. Incision to the truth. Heals clean scars, minimal. For her maximum sting. I tested it that Friday. Pulled up LinkedIn. Her profile, fresh update. Excited for Q3 innovations at company. Grateful for amazing teams. Photo her with Julian at some conference. Arms linked, smiles synced. I didn't report it, didn't comment. Just downloaded the image. XCF clean, no GPS this time. Smart. Filed under professional overlaps. But the real prep mapping the audience? Not the world? Her world. Lydia first, her direct report, the quiet one who'd emailed me wedding RSVPs. Sharp, no nonsense. Saw through BS at that holiday party. Then Brianna in HR. Oversaw the ethics line. I'd met her at a vendor mixer. She hated small talk, loved protocols. Private group chat. That's the vector. No mass email, no viral thread, just a shared album link. Timeline, Tulum and related deposits. Photos, timestamps, costs. Caption, context for policy review. Happy to discuss offline. The principle locked in private, not public. Daumo, not bomno. You expose to excise, not to explode. Let the system, their system, do the severing. Clean. Legal. Karma without the kickback. Elisa's next move came Sunday. A knock at noon. Her mom on the line voiced tinny through the speaker. Noah, Elise says you're ghosting. What's going on? I cradled the phone, staring at the bracelet still on the counter. She'd left it. Not ghosting, ma'am. Just space. Like she asked. A pause. Rustle of papers, her shuffling in the background. She mentioned issues. But the wedding, deposits are locked. If changes, I'll handle refunds. Calm. Factual. Her mom huffed. You're too reasonable. Talk to her. Will do. Click. Reasonable. That's what they called it when you didn't swing. But inside the stack weighed heavy. Ready to tip. Monday morning, the office buzz hit critical. A forwarded email chain, anonymous tip line ping. Check the Q2 offsites. Overlaps. Not from me. Yet. But the ripples, starting. I closed the laptop, stood at the window. City churned below, oblivious. Silence wasn't absence. It was the wind-up. The inhale before the cut. And soon the blade would drop, right where it hurt most. The folder hummed on my desktop like a loaded chamber. TLM, APR. All those weeks of stacking receipts, timestamps, EXIF pulls, Slack ghosts coalesced into one final artifact. I named the new subfolder Timeline, Tulum, and Related Deposits. Simple, incisive, no flair, just facts in formation. I fired up Google Photos, created a shared album, private link, no public bleed. Dragged in the carousel, the venue contract PDF highlighted yellow on the $12,000 deposit line. Wire confirmation screenshot, my bank logo crisp in the corner. Then the photos, her arm slung around Julian at that Soho lounge, timestamp April 18th, glowing like a neon accusation. The video clip, 8 seconds, looped silent, his hand on her knee, don't tag me, hanging in the air. XIF overlays pinned it all, GPS to his block date, clashing her personal day. Layered in the costs. Ring receipt $4,000, March 2nd. Photographer invoice $3,000, her digital signature smirking beside mine. Slack thread from March 15th, his Tulum vibes, ping 2 weeks pre-proposal. The bracelet photo, her initials etched with his. Every slide captioned sparse, deposit wired April 10th. Offsite overlap lounge charge $72. Engagement milestone versus private calendar. I paused at the bridge slide. A blank black background. Typed the overlay in white text centered, truth is a scalpel. I cut only where it counts. No rage, no manifesto, just the principle. Controlled exposure, private incision. Let the system, their precious corporate machine, wield the blade. The group chat came next. Not a blast to the whole team. Precision. I pulled up LinkedIn messages, created a new thread, me Lydia Brianna from HR. Colleagues, I titled it. No emojis, no drama. Sharing context on potential policy overlaps. Link below, available for questions. Pasted the album URL, hit send, 9:42 a.m. Timestamp noted in my log. The chat went live. Red receipts flickered. Lydia first double check marks, then Brianna. No replies yet. I closed the app, stood, poured coffee, black. The city skyline mocked the calm outside my window, all steel and indifferent rush. Truth doesn't shout, it seeps. And in boardrooms like theirs, seepage floods. My phone stayed quiet for 18 minutes, long enough to brew tension, short enough to feel deliberate. Then it started. A buzz, notification chime, then another. The screen lit up like a switchboard in crisis. Voicemails stacking, texts inbound. First Elise. Noah. What the hell, call me now? Voice message attached, her tone sharp, laced with that boardroom edge she reserved for underperformers. I just got a ping from Lydia. Some album, are you seriously? I didn't play it full. Swiped to the next. Julian, unknown number, but the area code screamed executive suite. Hey man, this some kind of joke, we need to talk. Pronto. His voice oily, that TED Talk polish cracking at the edges. A follow-up text. Delete that shit. It's personal. Personal. I almost laughed. Filed the screenshot. Added to the album as an update caption. Response logged 9:54 a.m. Then Lydia. Her text landed soft, no exclamation frenzy. Noah. Saw the timeline. Enough said. Thank you. Simple. No questions. Just acknowledgement. The kind that sticks in compliance files. Brianna's came via email. Official thread CC'd to herself for the audit trail. Received your share. We'll handle internally per protocol. Appreciate the discretion. Attached a policy PDF excerpt. Relationships clause underlined in red. Conflicts must be disclosed within 48 hours of inception. They're off-site, months old, undisclosed. The phone kept vibrating. Elise again. 3 missed calls now. A voicemail. You're ruining everything. Julian's furious. HR's involved. God, Noah, grow up. Her words tumbled, that yoga calm facade splintering. I could picture her in the ladies' room mirror, adjusting her blazer fingers, twisting the bracelet like a noose. Julian's second text. This crosses a line. Lawyer up. Followed by a link, some cease and desist template probably pulled from LegalZoom in a panic. Amateur, I screenshotted. Forwarded to Kai with a note, predictable. The build hit fever pitch around 10:15. Notifications dinging like slot machines in overdrive. Co-workers pinging Elise's line, whispers leaking through the group chat previews. Heard about the Tulum thing. HR meeting at 11. Her phone, wherever it was, must have been melting. I let it ring. Sat back. Watched the chaos unfold in real time via the red receipts. Lydia typing, then silent. Brianna all set. Elise's profile pic that posed beach shot flashing with every ignored call. By noon, the first domino tipped. Email from Brianna. Suspension pending review for Elise and Julian. Off-site policy under audit. Your input valued, no further action needed from you. Clean. Corporate. No fingerprints on the trigger, but mine faint as metadata. Elise's final barrage. A voice note, voice breaking now. Noah, please. Meet me. We can fix this. The wedding, it's not over. Desperation dripped, that Q3 summit shine dulled to plea. I typed once. Short. It's over when facts say so. Sent. Blocked the number. The silence that followed sweeter than any outburst. But closure isn't a button. It's a process. And mine legal. Immaculate. I'd prepped it weeks back after Kai's first walkthrough. 3 conditions for the exit. Clean break, no loose ends. 1 full refund on deposits, venue, photographer flights. 12 grand back in my account by end of week or small claims filed. 2, she clears out fully, keys surrendered, no just popping by drama. 3, all contact routes through email only. Documented, time-stamped. No calls, no tears, no ambushes. It's the architecture of a clean exit, not revenge. Resolution. You don't burn the bridge, you reinforce it with steel clauses. Lawyers love it, enforceable low-drama, zero-gray areas. In audits, we call it the triple lock: financials secured, access, revoked, comms funneled. Applies to fraud cases, corporate splits. Why not hearts? I pulled up the template Kai had mocked up. Google Doc shared with my attorney contact. Pasted the conditions. 1 paragraph each. Bulletproof. Upon mutual agreement to dissolve engagement, Party A, me, requires a reimbursement of all non-refundable deposits, totaling $19,000 processed via wire within 7 days. B, return of all shared property, including keys and personal effects, by certified mail. C, cessation of direct communication. All future correspondence via certified email to designated counsel. Signed it digital, time-stamped. Ready to serve if she pushed. But she wouldn't. Not after the album. The truth had cut deep right to the vein of her ambition. No public spectacle, just internal hemorrhage. Her Q3 slot gone. Julian's golden boy armor tarnished. Afternoon dragged into a weird piece. I hit the gym weights, not cardio. Methodical reps. Each lift a reminder: control what you can. By 5, Kai texted, "Heard ripples, you good?" "Scalpel worked," I replied. "Now the suture." He sent a thumbs up. 3 locks, smart, evening fell soft. Apartment empty but fuller somehow. I poured water, not whiskey. Stared at the skyline again. Lights winking like conspirators. The folder zipped and archived to the safe deposit box downtown. Physical copy, thumb drive sealed. Not for show. For if the bleed turned to flood. Elise's last unblocked ping came at 8. Email as protocol demanded. "Noah, this is insane. Meet at the lawyers tomorrow, we talk." CC'd her attorney, some mid-tier firm I'd Googled once. I drafted back. Calm. Agenda: the 3 conditions. See you at 10. Attached the doc. Hit send. The hook was set. Truth exposed. Now the reel in. Her world cracking, mind solidifying. But the real twist, it wasn't about her fall. It was mine rising. Step by calculated step. And tomorrow, under fluorescent office lights, the final cut. The lawyer's office carried that familiar scent of polished oak and day-old coffee, the kind of place where deals die quietly under fluorescent hum. Neutral territory, no edges for anyone. I'd arrived early, 10 minutes sharp, with the printed TLM APR folder under my arm backup, if words got sticky and visuals had to cut through. Elise sat across the conference table, legs crossed like a shield, her usual power blazer traded for cashmere that aimed for soft but landed forced. Eyes shadowed red at the rims. No bracelet. Ring finger empty, a pale band of skin screaming absence. Attorneys exchanged nods. Harlan, mine all business and briefcases, hers a polished junior from some mid-tier outfit. Handshakes clipped, papers shuffled like a deck being dealt. Harlan cleared his throat. Dissolution formalities, mutual, clean, no faults named. Elise's gaze flicked to me first, real lock in days. Noah, this what you really want? What the facts require? Steady. No heat. Just the stack's gravity. She swallowed hard. Dipped into her bag. Velvet box emerged, the ring. $4,000 of what-ifs, now cold metal and stone. She pushed it across the table, deliberate, like surrendering a flag. Take it. I'm sorry. All of it. Harlan caught it mid-slide. Popped the lid, checked under the light. Logged. Handed it over. I zipped it into my briefcase without a glance. Done. Her lawyer leaned forward. Agreement covers assets. Joint account closes today. Effects via courier. We scanned the boilerplate. Standard splits. But the core, my addendum. Harlan tabbed to it. Mr. Ellis outlines 3 conditions for finality. Cue taken. Voice level like briefing an audit. Pauses measured, letting each sink. First, breath. Reimbursements in full. Venue deposit $12,000. Photographer $3,000. Flights and extras $4,000. 19 total wired by week's end. Small claims otherwise. Elise's jaw clenched. Her attorney jotted. Refunds hinge on vendor terms. Tulum's verified. I slid the cancellation printout. Highlights glaring 90% credit in the window. You bridged the 10%. She shifted voice tight. Noah, that's my entire savings. Second, no gap. Complete vacate. Keys now, no apartment access. Items shipped, insured, inventoried, signed off. Out by Friday? Eyes flared. It's our home. 3 years built. Was. Harlan cut smooth. Lease solely Mr. Ellis's. Pre-engagement. Deflation hit. She nodded to her side. Courier it is. Third. Leaned in a touch. Tone low precise. Contact ends. All through counsel. Certified email only. No calls, no texts, no surprises. Her lawyer frowned. Overly restrictive. Norms allow. Prudent. Harlan parried. Timeline conflicts, policy lapses, reasonable bounds. Elise traced the table's grain nails pale. You're wiping me out. Archiving. Soft but steel. Fresh board. Signatures followed. Hers shaky on the line. Mine firm. Harlan notarized. Room breathed out as stacks formed. To her, filing by close. To me, square. We rose. Doorward shuffle awkward. Elise paused. Off-record talk, Harlan's glance warned. I shook head. Email. She exited first. Heels fading down hall. I lingered. Harlan's pat landed solid. Tight play. Most would have scorched earth. Scalpel, not torch. Pocketed her keys. Jingle once. Pivot felt. Street air bit crisp October edge collaring me. Cab hailed. Downtown bound, not home. Bank vault called. Teller guided to the dim aisle. Hiss of steel. Box 314. Slid it free. Briefcase unzipped. Ring box first beside the drive. Then TLM APR 200 pages bound. Graphs timelined. Receipts pinned. EXIF sheets. Slack dumps. Album QR inside flap. New envelope. Case closed. April. Sealed drive. Locked in. Click. Teller resealed. Pushed home. Immutable. Vaulted. Phone buzzed en route. Not her. Kai. Ink dry beers. Ripples pending. Back. Jim first. Aftermath wasn't the oak table. It was the tide. HR's gears turned merciless by 2. Brianna's email dropped compliance CC'd. Suspensions confirmed. Elise Carter leave immediate investigation full. Q3 slot reallocated. Julian Hale oversight paused. Off-site protocols auditing firm-wide. Read it slow. Twitch smile. Not her drop. The cracks propagating. One share and foundations shift. They're bonding. Now handbook heresy. Lydia texted 3 sharp. Private. Timeline hit. Policy sharpening no undisclosed days. Launching consultancy next month. Clean break. Your spark. Merited, reply. Ping for the kickoff. Thumbs up emoji. Then you're the template. Template. Apt. Not solo salvage. Systemic salve. Betrayals bloom in shadows, unreported ties, fun facades, org oversights on leverage. One dossier illuminates. HR hustles. Mandates drop entanglements disclosed in 24 hours. Retreats supervised, not loose. Expenses synced to schedules. Your slice starts personal. Scales to safeguard. Audit parallel, single anomaly, full ledger purge. Corporate skim, quarterly, AI drags. Here, identical equation. Her summit stage evaporated. His throne borrowed brittle. Ripple peers pausing. Happy hours, patterns preempted. Empowerment amplified. Wound mended arena armored. Silent upgrade, no fanfare. Just fortified framework. Dusk refunds wired in. Alert chime 12,000 venue. 3 photographer. 2 flights. 19 reclaimed. Half to savings. Rest, reinvest seed. No bitterness bank. Forward fuel. Kai at the 10th dive. Booth scarred neon haze. Pints foamed. His toast, check. King untouched. Clink, sip measured. Break down the seal. Ring pass. Conditions voiced. Signature quiver. Wiped clean as cash. Nod. Policy echo Lydia. Structural. Glass trail followed. One board rulebook rewrite. That's the depth dividend. Fallout forges fixes. Your arc closes, code evolves. Culprit pays private pro. True score arena evolves. No repeats for tomorrow's tactician. Shop talk shifted. His merger phantoms. My blockchain trace. Routine reclaiming dusk. Underneath hum of harmony. Order etched. Apartment by 10. Echoed vacant but unburdened. Water poured. Window vigil. Lights steadfast, doubt dimmed. Skyline echoed now. Spines firm and void. Closed. Board reset. Keen contours. Crosstown draft glowed. Effective now. Forms required. Disclosures binding. My ghost script. Her realm fractured. Mine reforged resilient. Mirror true. Not the boxed band. The echo of evolution. Solo justice broadcast to bar next breach. That's the profound payoff. Not plunge. The plane evened, slept deep. Timelines linear, no snares. Vectors to dawn. Brianna's capstone pinged morn. Probe wrapped. Updates live off-sites, vetted forms enforced. Discretion valued. Archived, silent. Paths forked. Hers splintered. Mine mapped. But the rise watch it unfold. Weeks turned like the pages of a playbook I'd scripted myself, deliberate, no filler scenes. The city didn't hit pause. It revved on a blur of yellow cabs and shoulder brushes. But my pulse even, steady. The gale had cleared, leaving blueprint skies. Elise's orbit. It contracted sharp, the fallout, a slow unravel you could chart from the sidelines. No tabloid blaze, just the frostbite of fade out. Her feeds went quiet, stories, sporadic likes, thinning like winter crowds. Industry chatter leaked via Kai, Carter's pitching cold. Firms citing policy alignments on declines. Her summit slot assigned to a junior with untainted timestamps. Julian, he didn't crash. He coasted sideways, reassigned to a feeder market upstate, the kind of growth opportunity that smells like graceful exit. Their off-site alibis now slide 5 in compliance decks tagged lesson learned, disclosure, or downturn. I monitored light touch pings from networks I didn't chase. Not for the sting, for the symmetry. One stack and the dominoes dressed right. Lydia, she surfed the swell. Her note dropped midweek inbox chime, pulling me from a client wireframe. Subject, echoes of the stack. Noah. That album, Catalyst. Company's handbook rewrite entanglements flagged in real-time offsites with dual logs and no-go zones. Saved a colleague from her own blind spot last month, your method verbatim. Doors open here. Launch nailed, ethics audits rolling. First win revamp for a rival firm. Feels like closing loops you started. Coffee my treat. Clarity's on me. Lydia, photo clipped loft facade, November light gilding the plaque. Grant precision, truth stacked, fields leveled. Tag under, no ghosts in the machine. Grin tugged unbidden. Forwarded to Kai, reverb check. Instant, your code's canon. Spot on. The elegance beyond their stumbles, Elise benched, Julian benched harder. Systemic shift. One breach bared and the framework fortified. Now every team vibe memo mandates metadata timestamps, synced calendars, cross-checked. Expenses flagged if they flirt with personal pins. What kicked off as my incision standard script, scripted across sectors. Swindles snuffed pre-spark. Imbalances ironed before they indent. Audit echo loan ledger lapse and the scanner sweeps all. Here parallel play. Her gloss cracked not by grudge but glare she couldn't grayscale. His pull penned by paragraphs and proofs. Arena equilibred. Peers hesitating on that late slack wink, weighing if it warrants the form. Cycles clipped at the cord. Power it propagates. Your precision primes the path for the pack. Routine locked in, upgraded. Discipline dialed default. Dawn split at 5:30. Chime subtle, no shock. Sneakers knotted out before the blocks stirred. Riverside Trail summoned 7 miles measured. November wind whipped leaves into confetti strides, carving cadence, inhale 4, exhale 4. No noise in ears, soul slaps river rush. Mind-mapped mornings, class outlines, audit angles. Home by 7:15. Scald, rinse, brew, black. Station by 8. The seminar hummed, timeline forensics evenings at the Extension campus. 20 heads now blend of tech vets and fresh pivots. Wednesday's drill, XIF evisceration test files, fracturing under drags. I track it. Projector hummed as I layered the ghost. Date, dueling docket, void. No guesswork, gravity, layer true, and the tail topples itself. Mid-row, a 40-something coder layoff shadow in his grip mirrored the pull. Scales to off-clock, say partner proofs, kartsanikchn. Held the beat. Universal. Bonds, bids, betrayals. Anchor facts. They arbitrate. Rap at 9. Nods, traded queries, cued. That coder paused. Your stack. Its shield. Silent strike. Harmony over havoc. Sipped the kit. Yours to hold. Dusks, decompressed, deliberate. Stovetop right salmon flash farrow, fluffed arugula crisp from the co-op. Tray to the lounge, volume low. Page in hand. Latest super forecasting by Tetlock Prediction parses board games in the bones. Pen to passage, master moves multiply past the mat. Kai slotted Fridays. 10th haunt alcove etched in ale rings. Drafts drawn sticks soaped. Past play he banked the 8-eyed over bays. Your unweighted, gale-gone grace. Q-bridged. Merited. Dig. Crack split solids. Verdict's not their tumble. It's traction post. Elise attic archive. Julian footnote. Lydia's ledge protocol punch, rewrite rendered. Slate smoothed, snares scrubbed. Sank the 4. Sync over static. Flawless flow. Recued. Breathes broad, steps sure. Set sealed. Chat coursed his pursuit of a pilfered patent, my module for a masterclass. Chuckles clear specters shelved. Buoyancy burrowed by blue moon. Trails stretched 8 span to the spans. Seminar scores soared. Ellis equips no fluff street steel. Tome-tabled successor range by Epstein versatile vectors strategies spread. Lydia's lure landed late mixer murmur village vibe. Considered. Committed. Brick and beam haven hops hand-pulled. Handful of heads hum on horizons. She clocked entry clasp brief. The source surfaces. Plaque premiere. Chinned the etching ethics engineered. Sipped stouts side by side. Her lead claws cleanse for a conglomerate retreat, rules riveted. Dossier DNA. Dates doctrine now. Excuses extinct. The cuts cascade. Quaffed. Fits the frame. Gaze gleamed. You sequel sketch. Dismissed. Sharpen. Sessions. Sprints at sunrise. Texts that tether. Quintessential covert commander. Chuckled clean. Realm requires replicas. Exchanged etchings. Hers spare scan to studies. Mine merits marked module map. Waves. Quarters past midnight. November noir rhyme rimming pains. Draft-drawn vessel chilled. Sill sentinel metropolis mapped spires staunch glows gridding gloom like debugged debug. Rectitude rhythm realized. Not ruptures rumble. Reassemblies repose. No neon. Just networks nodding neat. Kakid pre-sunup Sunday grace gleams. Sync sings, returned. Path pulled, pavement pounded, vista vaulted, sphere swelled, singularly mine. Splits starkened seasonal. Hers margins minced ties, tepid tenders tabled on framework fits. Interim inertia tulum traces in training tomes taboo. Julian's shift, shuffle to sundown sway, straight-jacketed by stipends. Mine maps manifest. Seminar surged 30. Session sealed. Proof paths personal and pro. Aurora's amber extents eclipsed. Twilights tiered with tomes that temper tactic as truss. Lydia's line, lock 4 landed. Logic's lure. Tukai surge sequel. His infinite indent. Accurate. Revision raced resolute. Single slate stripped surges surged safeguard. No ambushes amassing, just grounds graded grips gauged. The core catharsis. Not nadir, nadir's hush. Potency past, not poached. Slumber sealed. Scenes streamlined sans spirals. Spans to sunup. Aurora ambered. Toll tame. Ties tout. Portal past. Propulsion primed. Squall spent. Spheres reshaped hers hewn hard, mine hewn haven. Yet the upswing unveiling's art. The apartment felt different that final morning. Not empty exactly. Unclaimed. Sunlight slanted through the blinds in thin gold bars, dusting the hardwood like forgotten confetti. I stood in the living room, box cutter in hand, slicing tape on the last cardboard crate. Books stacked neat strategy tomes on top their spines worn from late-night underlines. The workbench cleared dual monitors wrapped in bubble cables coiled like sleeping snakes. No rush, no fanfare, just the quiet ritual of release. I'd hired the movers for 10 a.m. efficient crew, no small talk. But this, the personal purge. Her throw pillows from that Soho boutique bagged for donation. The framed print of Paris we'd picked on a whim, her idea all Eiffel glow. Now leaned against the wall, glass face down. Waiting for the thrift run, I moved to the desk, the one anchor I'd kept. Pulled open the bottom drawer. There it was, the folder. TLM APR, thick now edges curled from handling. 200 pages of precision receipts, fanned timelines graphed in clean Excel lines, XEF printouts faded but faithful. The thumb drive nestled inside, labeled in Sharpie, archive only. I flipped it open one last time. Not for review, for ritual. The top sheet, that bridge slide printout. Truth is a scalpel. I cut only where it counts. Below it, the Carousel Ghosts venue deposit, highlighted yellow, $12,000 staring back like an old debt settled. The video thumbnail, 8 seconds, frozen, his smirk, her giggle. Timestamp, April 18th. All of it stacked and spent. A pause. Deep breath. Then from the side table I took a sheet of cream stock. Simple. No letterhead. Penned in black ink, deliberate strokes, choose piece. Centered, unsigned. Slipped it into the folder's back flap right against the case-closed label. The artifact. Not a trophy. A talisman. Quiet closure. The kind that seals without sealing shut. Snapped it shut. Zipped the drive's case. Whole thing into a manila envelope, sealed with tape. Addressed to the safe deposit box, downtown, care of my name, no return. One last archive. Not for retrieval, for release. The movers arrived on cue. 2 guys in company polos, clipboards ready. All set, sir. The lead nodded at the crate's efficient scan. Living room's clear, kitchen next, I pointed. Wrap the shelves last, their custom. They worked fast. Bubble pop of packing thuds of boxes stacking by the door. I supervised light. No hovering. Just nods at fragile spots, the coffee mugs from our first trip chipped but kept. Her favorites, actually. Now mine to sort. By noon, the truck rumbled off. Apartment echoed vast, bare walls, scuff marks where furniture gouged the floor. The air smelled of cardboard and faint lemon cleaner. I walked the perimeter once. Kitchen counter wiped to gleam. Bedroom closet, half empty her side, a ghost row of hangers. Bathroom cabinet, sparse my razor, her forgotten lipstick tube. I pocketed it. Neutral drop at the corner bin. One last sweep. The hallway mirror caught me, shirt, untucked hair, tousled from the lift. Not the broken man from that 11:47 buzz. Sharper, settled. Eyes clear like code compiled without errors. Keys in hand. The spares hers, the extras from move-in day. Jangled once, then deliberate turn in the lock. Click. Solid. Final. Outside the building lobby hummed neutral. Doorman tipped his cap. Moving up or out? Forward. I smiled faint. Handed over the updated lease notice. Solo now. He nodded. No probe. Congrats. Elevator down. Street level, October air crisp, leaves skittering like loose ends. I hailed a cab, yellow streak door swung wide. Downtown bound. Not for the vault. Not yet. Coffee first. That corner spot on bleaker black pour and window seat. The envelope road shotgun on the seat beside me. Safe in the cab's vinyl hush. Driver glanced in the mirror. Rough morning. Clean one. I met his eyes. Starting fresh. He chuckled low. Best kind. Vault came after. Bank marble cool teller efficient. Box 314 slid free. Envelope in click locked. No ceremony. Just the weight lifting permanent. Back on the sidewalk, phone stayed silent. No pings from her world. No echoes from the tower. Just the city pulse horns, polite pedestrians parting. I walked it off. 5 blocks north, Hudson breeze whipping in. Sat on a bench, feet planted. Watched the water churn steady. No metaphors needed. Just the flow. Kai texted mid-afternoon. New digs, scout. Old one's mine, solo edit. Thumbs up emoji. Rare for me. His reply, peace looks good. It did. The kind earned quiet. No victory lap. No scoreboard tally. Just the understanding justice isn't the opponent's fall. It's your footing after. Solid. Unshaken. Lydia's follow-up landed evening. Policies live across 3 firms now. Your stack's the silent clause. Dinner sometimes strategy swap. Count me in. Sent. No overthink. Just open. Night fell soft. Back to the apartment. Know my space now. Unboxed the books first. Strategy shelf rebuilt Dixit beside Tetlock Kane's quiet power anchoring the end. Laptop hummed to life. New folder blinked open, forward. Blank sheet, cursor steady. No rush to fill it. That's the point. I'd chased wins too long, her spotlight hour forever. But victory, it's not outmaneuvering them. It's opting out of the board altogether. No more defenses raised. No explanations owed. Just moves that matter. To me. I closed the file. Poured water cool from the Bretta. Stood at the window. City lights bloomed below a grid of quiet resolve. No more skyline stairs laced with doubt. Just reflection lines straight bored mine. The frame on the wall, I'd swap it tomorrow. Something simple. Horizon shot, maybe. Endless blue. Peace isn't absence. It's choice. The artifact whispers it choose it. Daily, and in that hush, the real power. Quiet. Compounding. I turned off the light. Room settled dark. Sleep came easy. Dreams of open fields, no traps. Just paths unfolding. Morning would break gold. Strides waiting, order eternal. No more checks, just mate with myself. The end. Not a period, a breath. Yours now. Take it. Choose peace.